Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. If you spent your Friday night like I did, you'd have watched the excellent DAZN Spanish card from Barcelona. 5 fights, terrific entertainment if you love your boxing. Bit of everything on that card. Like I say, only 5 fights, but quality, not quantity. I mean, this was a good card. No frills, no messing around. No Sweet Caroline, no boozy twats, you know. Just proper boxing for people who like action, like excitement, and appreciate what they're watching and understand what they're watching. It was a great evening, I thought. And one of the fights on it was pitted the, I suppose you could say, the experienced with the inexperienced. Stevi Levy. I think she comes from Kings Lynn. She's, I think she was discovered, if that's the word, I don't know whether it is, by Dave Allen. She didn't have an extensive amateur background at all. Dave Allen sort of took her under his wing. She had a little run around, four round run around on one of the Matchroom cards. I can't remember when, last year anyway. She came into this fight with 5 wins out of 5 fights. And she hadn't faced anyone, really. I don't think any of her opponents had winning records. So what did they do? Excuse me. Even though she's only done 4 rounds, no more than 4 rounds, they put her in an 8-rounder with an Argentinian lady named Jorgelina Guanini, who you may remember less than 2 months ago giving Ellie Scottney all types of problems at Alexandra Palace. Again, on a Matchroom card. Now, Ellie Scottney was only 3-0 in fights at the time. But because she's had a very impressive amateur career, Jorgelina Guanini was brought in as a former world champ. She was IBF super-flyweight champion. She was brought in a couple of weights up to be the fodder for Scottney to get a good name on the record. Instead, she gave Scottney a very good fight. And Jorgelina came into this fight with Stevi Levy with 9 wins, 4 defeats and 2 draws. And in fact, she lost her last 3 bouts, all 10-round unanimous decisions, to Scottney, Jennifer Miranda and Rachel Ball. And that goes back to 2020. Prior to that, she got a majority draw with a girl called Lujan from another Argentinian girl. So you have to go back to 2018 to find Jorgelina's last win. But of course, she's been a world champ. Look at the quality of the opposition. You look at her record, you see 9 wins, 4 defeats. None of the 4 defeats were stoppages or knockouts, 2 draws. But the quality of her opposition is so vastly, I mean, a universe of difference to her opposition and Stevi Levy's. Plus the fact Stevi, it's not like she had a great amateur background. She didn't have any kind of amateur background. So she's really jumping in at the deep end, going from a 4-rounder to an 8-rounder with a former world champ. And it showed. Because Jorgelina Guanini clearly won, if not all of the rounds in, like I say, there were 8 rounds. She must have won at least 7. She clocked Stevi in the first round with a very powerful right hand. Jorgelina is the type of fighter who likes to throw power punches from a distance. A lot of fighters, they'll unload the power punches when they're relatively close or up close. Jorgelina is one of those fighters, she likes a bit of distance to work those levers. And she clocked Stevi with a big right hand, and Stevi felt it and was shaken. She then really went to town on Stevi in, I think, the 5th round, where she hurt her badly to the body, and it looked like there might be a stoppage on the cards. But Stevi, to her credit, showed a great deal of fortitude. She was out of her depth, experience, schooling, confidence maybe, ring IQ, ring generalship. Guanini was superior in every department, but Stevi showed a lot of guts. And you know what? sometimes lessons they have to be learnt the hard way. And this 8 rounds was a great experience for her, a painful experience, but a good one. Because I think she'll be a better fighter for it. She now knows that she can last the distance with a very talented, battle-hardened woman of, I think she's 29, Guanini, older than Stevi. Stevi is, I think Stevi might be in her late 20s as well, but she's younger than Jorgelina. But certainly in fistic terms, this was a case of, you know, an experienced woman against a, dare I say it, a somewhat amateurish girl. But again, Stevi will be a better fighter. And although you don't want to overmatch your fighter, you want them to learn against good opposition. You know, learn on the job. If they haven't had an amateur career, they're going to have to learn on the job. And I think Stevi will be a better fighter for this 8 rounds. She knows she can go 8 rounds against a world-class fighter, former world champion, nothing to be ashamed of. Jorgelina, this, you know, scalp puts her career back on track. I see no reason why she can't work her way into world title contention. I know she lost to Scotney, but again, the quality of the opposition. If you're fighting good opponents, why shouldn't you be given more opportunities? Why should the opportunities go to the sort of 20-0 with 18 knockouts fighter who hasn't fought anyone? And this is why I like the fact Stevi took this fight, because she could have just carried on having, you know, points wins or maybe the odd stoppage thrown in against nobodies. But she didn't. She gambled. She rolled the dice. Stevi, in her 5 wins, hasn't got a single stoppage. But at least she didn't get stopped in a 1 defeat. And she can come back. So did you see this fight? I really did love this card, this Spanish card. I thought it was fantastic. Real no-nonsense, no frills, no bullshit boxing. And yeah, I enjoyed it. We need more of that, DAZN. Less of all the fucking football-style chanting, all that bullshit. And more good, you know, proper boxing. Do you like the way I've avoided the word hardcore? Not bad, huh? Anyway, what do you think? If you're new to the channel and you watch this video, thank you for your time. If you could hit the subscribe button, I'd appreciate that. Trying to build the channel up, as always. Hit the like button if you like the video. Yeah, we got some more boxing tomorrow. I'll make a video or 2, I'm sure. But until then, take care of yourselves, and we will speak again soon. Bye for now.